Our macro system for Mo has a bad property, which is that it's easy for a macro to accidentally interfere with the main program. For example, here I have set up my delay macro and my force helper function, and I have a local argument that I've decided to name dummy that's equal to 8, and I'm delaying the addition of 1 to dummy, which should give me 9, and then forcing that later. So clearly I should get 9 if I'm just looking at this part of the code. But what actually happens is that this delay macro expands to introduce another dummy here. And so this dummy in the body of the delay is actually going to see that actually dummy argument of fun. It will be 0, and so we'll get 1 out. So this is called accidental capture because the macro introduced this dummy variable that accidentally captured uses that were in the expression. Okay. The way around this, one way around it in this kind of macro system, is to add a new function like syntax generate temporary that we can use instead of dummy here to make a name that never gets in the way. So in the implementation, I've actually added that as a primitive to Mo, one more little thing to add to Mo. We can use it inside of the delay macro in this case, and now this name dummy is some name that's not being used in the program and never will be used. Syntax generate temporary manages magically to find a name that will not conflict with anybody else. And so when we run this example with this improved delay macro, we do get 9 out. A hygienic macro system avoids this capture problem more automatically. So a programmer who implements a macro doesn't have to think about when they're introducing a new identifier name. It will automatically be kept separate in the same way that different functions, their local variables, don't interact with each other. And this is a property that the Shplait macro system has. So even if we wrote delay the simple way here in Shplait, just using a dummy variable, and we have a local dummy variable that we use in delay, this use right here will still refer to the one that it should, and we will get 9 instead of 1. Shplait is able to do this because it has a different notion of identifier than just symbols. We're not going to add that today, but that would be the next step to improving Mo's macro system.